Good morning if you're in North America, good afternoon if you're in Europe, and good day if you're anywhere else. We've got a special one here this morning with two veteran runners in the Z1R community. We've got Diane32 against JamEvil. We've got Smile Fires pushing the buttons today and keeping us all on track. And joining me in the commentator booth is Sigil. Good morning, Sigil.
Good morning, Marco. How you guys doing?
We're doing really well. Been really excited to watch this, not only as a fellow member of the latter group, but two really, really good players, and I would say very, very evenly matched. I'm hoping we have a really close one here today, but I'm also hoping for some pain. How about you, Sigil?
I'm hoping for a lot of pain.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's that one item that you need, like a raft, that gets you to that dungeon that's holding the ladder that's blocking 4 other dungeons, and watching these two veteran runners to see just how they navigate through that. Or we're going to get a jet seed. We don't know yet. That's what we're here for. And we are off. So with the SGL flags for the Z1R this year, it is a wood sword, original wood sword start screen. But obviously, as you can see, that does not mean the sword is there. These runners are looking for open caves for that wood sword, or because wood sword blocks are on in the flags, you could be blocked behind whatever the Armos item is, or the Armos could lead to more things. For instance, if it's a ladder, and there's a power bracelet on the coast, you could essentially have your wood sword under a power bracelet spot. And we're already seeing the Wizrobes on the overworld, and we've found level 6 on Jam's side, and now Diane enters as well. Presumably they're looking to see, maybe you get something free, maybe you get one of those, remove most open stairs is on, but occasionally you will be able to get into a staircase, or maybe find some keys or a heart container on the floor, or even a bomb pack. Diane heading up to Death Armos. This is a path that I think a lot of runners are doing with these flags, and you want to get that Armos check. And we see Jam already, like we said. I didn't say Triforce, but yes, was able to quickly get a Triforce out of 6, so put one up on the board for Jam. Surprised to see they are going back in, though. What would you do here, Sigil, after getting that try?
I'll go back in to check if it was a push block.
Yeah, and there you go. Don't really have to worry about those bubbles since you have no sword, although when you pick it up, if you are cursed, you will not be able to use your sword. And it is a staircase, so it looks like they are going to bail as Diane works their way further into the Dead Woods and comes across level 5. And chooses not to explore, and to keep going and maybe get that sword down here in the Dead Woods in the open cave. Waiting for the sync to catch up. And Diane gets the candle. So it is, if you haven't been following or watching or not familiar with the flags, it is a second quest overworld. And the biggest issue I would say with that is a lack of money. You're only going to have one large secret. So while you might want to be able to get some money for a candle purchase, most runners, when you find that, take any, you're grabbing that candle, because money can be very tight. And with that candle now, Diane is going ahead, and we've found our third dungeon already. We've got 3 dungeons within a couple of screens here, and a level 4, and she is going to check this out and see what she can find. And Jam is going a little deeper now into 5, and we'll see. We've got a Goma potentially blocking a staircase there.
And Marco, there's also one more door repair in second quest.
There is, yes, that is correct. Diane does not get the global first bomb drop. So I did a little studying on this morning while I was having my coffee, and 2 veteran runners. I believe Jam's been playing since 2017 or 2015, and Diane's been playing maybe since 2017, 2019, somewhere along there. Combined over 1,200 races. And you would think with that many races between them, they would have played a lot. They have officially played each other one time, head to head. And it was in the All Boards No Swords in 2022 summer. And Diane took that one by about 10 minutes. But common races, anything like that, zero. They have literally only been in the same race together one time. And we thank community member Potato Pony, who has gone in and done all of the data, capturing back to the SRL days, and is able to give us stats like that. So give Potato Pony, I don't believe's watching, but you can thank them later for that. And Jam does get a bomb drop here.
And I think it's the white sword item in the grave.
Yes, white sword. Thank you, Sigil. That was my first. I don't know what that is, but I know Diane's sword usually looks at the same way. So that could be really big. And Diane chooses to do an up A restart. What are your thoughts on that, Sigil?
I would have checked the almost first before that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this play because if you get our 5 hearts, it's a nice weapon upgrade early.
Right. Yeah, that is my thought as well. It's a gamble, right? You're sacrificing about 3 minutes or so, but you didn't really find anything you need. You don't need to go back and grab anything else. So I agree with this play as well. Okay.
And Jam found the book and has all the maps now in level 4.
Yeah, Jam doing really well here, going swordless. Gets the Triforce and the item out of that segmented 4, so now has 2 tries on the board. But has really only seen about 8 screens of the overworld so far. But knowing you're done with 4 and maybe don't need to go back to 6 is a good feeling here. And suspect we're going to see Jam now doing relatively the same thing, although not having any heart for a white sword pickup. Could be a little further behind if the white sword picks up on 5 hearts, and clearly that's what Diane's hoping for here. What do you think, Sigil? Is it pulling?
If you're rooting for Diane, you better hope it pulls.
Moment of truth. And she got it. So again, the pendulum has swung now. Not only has a sword, but has that advanced offense as well. From personal experience, I could say that is a big deal. Now, you do have the Wizrobes on the overworld, so a little less to worry about in terms of high HP enemies, but I don't believe you're going to turn that down. And Jam's going to try again on 4, and we know it will not pull on 4. Got a potion shop, and we'll see where... Again, they're following a very, very similar route. See how far Diane goes. No bombs, so basically at this point, you're looking at likely an up A unless you can pull a bomb off this Octo. Well, you got some more bomb droppers, so I agree with this. If you can get the bomb, yeah. Otherwise, you're going to kind of dead end up here. Yeah, you could go to the open cave in East Death Mountain,
I think Diane's going to go to the almost from here.
Effectively using those pause strats. And gets the bomb, so we'll see if they check the forgotten spot. And Jam does head up the East Death Mountain, again, because they don't have a sword. It could be sitting in this open cave up here. And this is not a friendly screen on the Forgotten Spot on Diane's side. Nope, we just get a money-making game. Jam now is going to head east. Does have that candle, so that is, you know, you do have that difference now with that decision, which again was, in my opinion, by far the right play. But Diane is now candleless as they start to head further east, where you've got a lot more bushes to burn down. I'd say for them right now, as we find level 9 right here, 2 screens from start. Be nice for Diane if they found that another take any, or perhaps you've got a candle as an Armos item. Well, there you go, or the Wood Sword Cave. So now Diane's back up to having candle strength. And Jam, based on their routing here, probably going to get there after doing Candle Row. Diane elects for the potion. That's a good call. You've got, with second quest, got second quest enemies on with this flag set. So everybody's favorite Red Bubble Curse. And I've seen matches won and lost over the years with the Red Bubble Curse. So having that potion is great protection. Oh, and we've got silver arrows as our Armos item. That's going to help these runners out a lot. A little less digging, potentially for items, and on the money side as well, not needing to buy the wooden arrows. So with that too, one of the things you'll hear and see a lot with these flags is, are you going to gamble on silvers in 9? That eliminates really any gambling on 9 because important items cannot be at 9. Important items being any of your overworld block items or the bow. So at this point, Diane will have full knowledge as they enter level 9, as Jam picks up their wood sword. And is likely going to get a heart here around the corner. And I'm guessing is wondering how he can go back and work in that white sword check. It's not close to where anything else is at, being in the grave. And adding a little insult to injury, only 3 rupees for the small secret. You get excited when you see that secret and you only have 9 rupees, and then turns to sadness when you're only getting 3. And I believe we've found all of the Take Any caves at this point. So Jam knows at this point that he is guaranteed that white sword, but is nowhere near the grave. You know, what could happen there is you might find an any road that drops you off at the Recorder Cave spot. That could be an option. Otherwise, it's what do you think, Sigil? To make your way over there, you know you're going to make up some time, but you're going to lose time making your way over there.
I probably would, after my current route, just head right over there. It's too good to pass up for the early game.
Yeah, I agree. It's, you know you're going to lose some time, but you know you're going to gain time. And well, this could send Jam over there now as they take an unfortunate overworld death. The one thing when you've got Wizrobes and Lionel on the overworld, and no, Jam is heading east. So... And I laugh a little internally because the white sword was likely the difference when Jam and I played earlier this week. So we'll see how this plays out. And oh, this is just a nut screen. Even if you're dodging the whizzies and the Lionels, you got a rope that if you're on the full tile is going to come running at you. See, Diane's pretty well equipped right now. Has those 3 dungeons to check out and elects to find a level 8. So, Sigil, what do you think about doing a level 8 over the 4, 5, and 6 that you know are to the left?
I like to know if my level 8's going to have hard combat, if it has blue dark nuts, or if I could steal some keys from it.
Yeah, and it's one screen from start, right? So you've got some options there, right? You got 2 items. You know they're staircase items because Heart Shuffle is off. But you know, at this point, I'm usually early game trying to hopefully find maybe a 1, 2, or 3, maybe a bit easier. But yeah, it all depends. And the other thing too is Diane does not have that book out of 4. And, you know, so that book could also come into play as you're determining which dungeon to navigate. Jam's going to make their way back up to the northeast. Yeah, there will be overworld deaths, as we've seen. I think that's our second one now. This overworld is, you know, what nightmares are made of. And you're going to take any that takes you up to the northwest, up in Death Mountain, but with no bombs. Oh, man, and you get another one just 2 screens away. Now, the one benefit of that, it does eliminate a power bracelet spot. I know if you get a power bracelet late and you've already done West Death Mountain, that power bracelet spot can be really difficult to weave into your routing, but so that does help a little there. And as we see, Diane does choose to go into level 5 right now. Sees that potential Goma blocking staircase. And with that white sword, this combat should be a lot easier. Not easy, though. You've got Dark Nuts, you've got Pole's voice galore, and that other room had your favorite BMO statues. Yeah, and I see in chat, yeah, the inner roads are terrible. I'd say other than getting your way up to West Death Mountain, which normally it's probably not even going to happen. You're probably going to just work your way up there naturally by coming up through the grave or crossing the river. So now Diane does choose to go into level 4, which means she should get her book here shortly. And 1 hit for the red Dark Nuts with that white sword has got to be nice. Finds the segment stair as Jam continues through the forest. So I would say, other than the first 30 seconds, we've had nothing but divergence here, Sigil.
Diane's taking the transport.
Gets a key as Jam's stream comes back up. And there is one of the sprites that I don't need any explanation on what that is. Obviously a manhandler. Now, I don't know what that item is in the Pokemon world, but easy on this commentator's eyes to figure out. And Diane picks up the book.
AKA the Pokedex.
Okay. So just a couple of screens for the Triforce. We know it's easily accessible. Jam's already picked that up. So Diane should have their first Triforce here momentarily.
Thank you, Small Fires.
Oh, from the second set of games? I thought maybe it was the first set. I'm kidding. I don't know a whole lot about Pokemon. Oh, Diane gets their first Triforce on the board. Jam is heading back down into the forest now, and we'll see what they choose to do at this point.
And it looks like Bud's going back to 5.
Yeah, it looks that way. They've got 4 bombs. Yeah, they've got 4 bombs. They've got full heart. And we'll see what where they go here. I think if you go up, isn't this Tacoma room? Yeah. Okay. But again, having that map, as you can see, is huge. Now they know where they may choose to bomb and how they're going to navigate. First going in blind. May try to pick off the easy... Oh, and gets a clock. That is really big if this is potentially your try or compass. And... Or it's the map. So that is not a nice screen. Jam makes it through with a Wizrobe and a blue Lionel. That, to me, is one of the harder screens because you just have no real estate to work with in terms of dodging the enemies. And you can see that white sword just doing the damage. 1 hitters on the Staphos. Are I going to elect the... See if they get a key here or bomb left to save that key. No, choose to go ahead and use that key. Bomb pack on the floor. And we'll see. Jam is starting to head toward the direction of the cemetery. Has 3 dungeons over here. 4 doesn't need to do anything, so either going to 4 or going to get that white sword. I'm guessing grabbing that white sword. And that's not a room on Diane's side you want to be stuck in. It's a shutter door. You know it's not the Triforce. It's not going to be a staircase. And this is just get me done here as quickly as possible. You're too far from start to up A. And doing a nice job, though, hitting these dark nuts. As as Jam works their way up to the white sword. So we'll be equal on combat here shortly. And knows where they need to go for the try, but obviously trying to find that staircase. This room here has some potential, more blue dark nuts. At least you're not locked in, and you know this has the potential to push. Effectively, again, using those pause strats. As Jam decides to start making their way up to Death Mountain. And unfortunately for Diane, that is just a staircase. Running out of rooms, though, basically, for where this item could be. Jam gets the bomb. That'll allow them to progress further on West Death Mountain. Now it's all about maintaining your count. Well, choosing to go east. All right, so threw me for a bit of a loop. I thought they were ramping up for a West Death Mountain dig. I'm thinking it's that room below, Sigil, as we find out now that that Triforce is going to be ladder block, which is going to require, well, and it's not that room. So Diane's kind of in a situation here. Going to probably work up that first E column looking for the item, but unfortunately is going to have to redig this later. And if it's not this room here, there's a good chance the item is under that Goma. And it's not. We've got a red candle. And that'll be an up A for Diane. And likely that Goma is the other side of that transport that we found. So that could be, if he comes back in with the bow, a shortcut down to that Triforce. And I do think of all the sprites that Diane uses, the manhandler one is the coolest. That's a funny one.
I agree with you there, Marco.
So Jam, once again, heading up in the direction of West Death Mountain. We'll see if this time they do proceed or not. And I'll tell you, this level 8, a bit linear, if you will, to that left side. I don't know about chat or you, Sigil, but I'm real curious what that level 7 is going to look like. As we know, the maps are drawn internally, and 7 and 8 typically interconnect when you look at them. Jam goes and buys the Pity Heart. I like that move. You're up here on Death Mountain. You don't want to die. You want to keep that count going. And that was a timely fairy on Diane's side. Jam already knows there's really only... well, no, you've got 4 more checks up here. 2 are any roads. And a lot of dungeons outstanding, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, and 7 are still outstanding, which, if I am correct, that could really come into play, that we've got some overworld blocks taking place. Kind of funny, because when they started, and Jam does not get the 4s, kicked out a 5er instead. But does have enough bombs, I believe, to finish up this area, because there's only 1 more check. But yeah, we found 3 dungeons, I think, in the first 90 seconds. And since then, we really have not found many, as Diane takes an untimely death in level 8. That's level 8 is something else. But again, you've got 2 items in here. You need to do it at some point. Yeah, talking about the pause stretch there in Sigil, I have not begun to try and weave that into my gameplay, but if you can do it effectively and toggling back and forth with select swap and the pause strat, it can be a really valuable tool, especially when the enemy set is difficult. So very, very good technique that I'd say not a whole lot of people incorporate. And we've got both of them now here in level 8. We will see who is able to progress in here as we find a room full of Bull's Voice. Yeah, this 8's pulling out all the stops. And we have a recorder in level 8. So get your tutors out, make Jess Andy happy. And that's really, of all the overworld block items, probably the most valuable because of the amount of spots it opens up, the ability to use it to navigate around the overworld as well. And I'll say the one thing, Sigil, I have found out with this flag set is I always know which dungeon I'm on with the recorder because you don't have any 50-50 spots. You're never, hey, wait a minute, did I just recorder 3 spots in the desert and they didn't open up? What am I on? You know, if you're using that recorder on the overworld, it is going to open.
Bogey, I'm more disappointed that the recorder wasn't burned.
So in order to get up here, this room is not going to drop. It's not going to be a staircase. It's basically just an annoyance of needing to clear these poles voice. White Sword makes it easier. Unfortunately, Jam is not going to be too happy with this level 5. We already know that the Triforce is going to be ladder blocked. And while a red candle can be helpful, it does add some of that repeatable offense and some protection from red bubbles. It's really not what you're looking to find at this point in the game. You want to find that recorder. You want to find a ladder or a raft or a bow just so you can get moving. So Diane's already spent this time in 5 to determine this. So we'll see how this plays out and how long Jam's in here. But unfortunately, we'll be coming back at some point. Diane's now is going to start recording or tutoring or whatever you want to, tooting, I should say, the overworld. And I think we're going to find a couple dungeons with that recorder sigil. I think we're going to find, 1 in 7 is my guess.
I'm thinking we're just going to find one dungeon with the recorder.
Well, you know, we said earlier we want to see some pain, right? So I'm kind of with you. You know, maybe it opens up one dungeon that gives you a raft that requires you to dig out a power bracelet from a raft spot. But we'll see. I'd say already this overworld and some of these dungeon enemy sets, with the Pole's Voice and Dark Nuts combined, we're already seeing some pain. We've seen some deaths, and these 2 runners are not 2 runners that you're going to see take many deaths often. And I think we've seen each of them with a couple so far.
I agree with you, Bogey. I want double raft.
Yeah, unscientific research of one, which is myself, I have seen more raft dungeons in this flag set than any other that we typically play. Probably just a coincidence. And there is level 7, and folks, we were talking about what that monstrosity of level 8 would yield when it comes to the level 7 map, and sit back and take that in. Extremely linear, but with a segment. And coming in from the right with a Patrick can be very difficult. You do not have the door protection. And blocking your path to be able to progress here in level 7. And you know what? To add some additional pain, you've got you've got the quad shooters. Yeah, making their way down toward the Triforce. They're going to get that unfortunate news here soon. And we'll see as well. I don't think they've made their way to the Dark Nut room that shutters you in on that little wingaling in the second L column. And there is the news that Jam did not want, knowing now they're going to have to come back. I'll tell you, with this, this is rough. This is almost like a Jess roll. You know, you're not going to go out. You can't afford to buy the blue ring, but a red ring at this point is really going to help. At this point, if you can find it, but it's probably buried in 9.
Or on a raft spot.
So with remove most open stairs flag on, I'm not going to go into too many details, but when you see an item sitting up in the upper right corner like that in the reverse C room, you know that this is going to push. Now, with this level 7, you're going to end up with 2 sets of transport staircases because of the segment. But you do still have your item you're looking for. Clearly, that's what Diane is going to be hoping for. We'll see which way Jam chooses to go. Looks like, at this point, he is going to hop back into 8. And now you can look and see kind of how those 2 dungeons intertwine with one another on the map. Kind of glad they're both in at this point so you can see the comparison. Another transport for Diane, but starting to make their way. I mean, you're going to start running out of rooms as Jam takes a death to the Gliok.
And Diane already saw the Triforce.
Yep. Gonna knock out this, I think just, what, 1 more, 2 more room? Well, we've got our ladder block there. Good news for Diane, we'll not have to go back in there. As Jam is dealing with, oh, I don't know, 6 blue dark nuts in a shutter room with quad shooters. And elects to up A out of there. Yeah, we're getting the pain sigil we were wanting. Okay, so I'm sorry, Jam is working his way up now into level 8. We saw Diane here a little earlier, and that is going to give him his tutor.
Marco, you have a request from Bogey in chat.
What do we got here?
You need to have a Yep.
Well, I don't know what I would make after I got past Pac-Man and the 4 ghosts. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of other items to incorporate.
You can make the items the different fruit, the enemies different fruit.
Yeah, it'd be kind of neat going to face Ganon and he's just a strawberry. We'll take it under consideration, but somebody way more technically advanced other than myself would have to do that.
And Diane just found level 1, right by the recorder by the coast.
Yeah, so we found 1 and 7 under recorder spots. I think somebody might have guessed that earlier. But this really now, at this point, you know, you've already found Red Candle book. I gotta think level 1 here is holding some goodies. I assume those are blue gorillas?
Yes, they are. Blue gorillas cosplaying as Cubones.
And there we've got another ladder block Triforce. Does not need the compass. White sword, very nice on these. Only 2 hits. And there's the boat. We've got the raft. Double raft block level still in play, with 2 and 3 outstanding. And not what you want. Yet another ladder block. So going to take a little time, but better than up A at this point, obviously. Just waiting for those Tektites to work their way down so Diane can burn them. And so the divergence that we had earlier, I think you're going to start seeing coming together a little bit now, because actually Jam is going a different way with their recorder checks, but eventually is going to be finding 7 and 1 as they clear the overworld for recorder spots, and should then obviously come and find 1 and 7. I am anxiously awaiting what Jam's about to walk into here. Unfortunately, we've got the screen frozen. And we don't know what it was, so, well, how about this? We know it was not a level. And I could be mistaken, but I don't think we've seen a meat block yet. I think that'd be nice to mix in for our runners.
Only if the meat box are 9.
And there's level 7 for Jam. Gonna find out. I believe we cannot get to the item in here, but we'll likely find their Triforce. Gonna get excited, though, probably, when he finds this Patra with the quad shooter and try and navigate around. And there is the ladder. Level 1. Hold likely the key to the seed. Nicely takes the candle boost by. Walks into the Red Lamos room, making easy work with that white sword. So Diane now is going to have access to the 2 Triforces for sure, with level 1 and level 5. We will see now. You just opened up 4 additional overworld spots, likely going to go up and get that coast item, which I can't remember what it is. It's a heart, clearly now. Well, not getting the heart. I'm going to head right up to the raft check. And we're seeing in chat now the East Death Mountain recorder was the large secret, which probably explains now why Jam has maxed out on his rupees. Does not need to buy arrows. Decent shape with keys. Would love to probably be able to get a bomb upgrade, but you've got the ring money. I don't see him buying it, but with this enemy set, it could be helpful. And there's the level 7 Triforce for Jam. He is going to check out, more than likely, the rest of this segment just to see if potentially the item is accessible up here. Finds our first Chevy room, as Diane does the HUD clip. I love this move. It protects you, especially if you're on low health, from the enemies, unless sometimes a blue Wizrobe will hop up there, or the rocks will get you as well. But if you can execute it, it is a safe path. And there's the other heavy room. So Jam's likely now just going to go, well, taking this transport. Thought that he was going to go back for the item, or for the Triforce. Takes you to the top section. I don't believe Diane did this. If she did, I did not see it.
She did not do this.
Okay. Oh, and now we've got potential here. This will be interesting. chat is saying Bo and 7. Yeah, I completely agree because where Diane is at and they're accessible, what they have accessible, wanting to come back to 7 to dig out that item, probably a little further down in the list. And it is Womp Womp, a banana.
The item most people do not want to see.
Not at 44 minutes in when, you know, looking at Jam's inventory, just not the progression, right? Not what you want, but, and likely going to split these two because, again, I don't think Diane is going to try and get back into that 7 to dig out the item. I would say that's going to be a lot further down her list of where to go back to. Second quest overworld sigil, did you think we'd see both of them at 255 in rupees? This is a shocker for me.
I did not expect this, Marco.
And look at that. Look at that. I am not one that picks up that ring very often, especially with this overworld. I think this is a really good decision by Diane, and there's only a few times I would say that with this flag set. This is one of them. So while we're even on the Triforces here, we need Jam to find that level 1, really. You need to be able to get... Oh. You're a rupee short, Diane. You're a rupee short. But, yeah, we need him to get that level 1. Until then, gonna just be, a little bit behind, I would say. By no means is this race... decided. It's just that ladder is in the way, essentially, and you need him to get this here soon. Now, for Diane, if you're trying to be evil, what you want now is for her to find a meat block, and not have any fun.
A meat block that blocks the bow.
Yeah. Yep. Now, I don't think she has seen the big secret that is in East Death Mountain. Maybe she... I don't recall her being up there. It's the recorder spot on East Death Mountain. Yeah, so she's going to be happy here. There goes... So she's going to have that big secret here when she recorders on the screen to the left. Jam working his way down in level 1. Gonna hope he does not get stuck in that one room with the Tektites and the Chevy that I believe Diane was in. And likely gonna find it, because well, no, okay. He's gonna say it would be the natural idea if you're trying to preserve keys is to have gone up and bombed right, but chooses to spend a key to get a key, and now here we go with the Chevy room. And what a big secret, by the way, to have a blue ring purchase and be at 150 rupees already is... I don't think you're going to see that again in this tournament. And Diane heading up into the mountain. Now, we know because of Jam's side, you're not going to find anything up here. You know, Sigil, I'm thinking here, where the key to this seed may be is at level 6 that both runners, Jam went in, got the try, and left. It's just sitting there a couple of screens from the start. I'm starting to think that might be the key here. I think that might be your bow. Or power bracelet that's going to get you access to 2 and 3.
I'm thinking power bracelet's going to be an 8.
Yeah, I mean you're starting to run out of, you know, places to go here, and it's really at this point 6 and 8, and I agree with you. I think that power bracelet's going to open up the last 2 dungeons. Diane has already done the other side of West Death Mountain because of the transport, so see where she decides to head here.
She's probably going to the grave area for the 2 recorder spots.
Yeah, yep. So Jam with the 1 extra Triforce, which is level 6, which is only a couple of rooms in. And back up now in terms of resources as well, but still has a lot more checks left that Diane has already made. As she makes her way down here, yeah, you've got 2 more recorder spots to be checking. Are we going to get 3 Triforces recorder blocked? Well, not yet. Just adding to her money stash. 169 rupee total. Bogey. Jam is trying to deal with these blue Lionels. Again, these screens misses the first time you've got the Wizrobes and Lionels on these screens where you just don't have much real estate to work with can be a pain. Diane now is going into level 5, so this is just for the Triforce grab. She knows where it is. So that's a 1 item sigil. We were saying earlier, it's a long walk to get back in there. You know you're going to find a bow. Diane is a really good runner. What do you think about that sigil? I would maybe wait until I got the bow and then just knock this out, because we're fairly certain that Goma's blocking the transport that would move you closer down, but actually it's not. Now I'm looking at the map, it's not that far of a hike.
It's really just gotta get past the Poe's Voice room and that's it.
Yeah. I was thinking it was a little further walk, but I think the first time in, obviously, she was clearing other rooms, so now you do know where you're going, so not too bad. Not too bad. And we're about a 2-minute variance right now in terms of JM checking all these spots that Diane was just at. And JM also close to Blue Ring Money, but now they've already picked up that big secret. So a little different position in terms of your wallet, because Diane was at 255 prior to the 140 big secret. JM has already gotten that one. Quick work with the red Dark Nuts here with that white sword. Gotta love when you cannot take down a Dark Nut with 1 hit. Gets a clock to assist. We gotta get a global bomb drop. We are not. And there's the Triforce number 5 for Diane. 4-4 in Triforces right now. Well, I think it's safe to say at this point, we're not sub-houring this, and there it is with the Blue Ring purchase. Both runners of this caliber would not. There's a lot of things I could have tried to predict, Sigil, before this. That would not have been one of them that would see them both wearing jewelry.
I'm with you with that one.
And there's level 3, so we have 3 dungeons blocked by the recorder. Again, somewhere Jess Andy is laughing and smiling. Last time Jam bought a Blu-ray was 2017. That's a good one, Bogey. And we shared this earlier. Not sure everybody had their morning coffee and heard this. These two runners combined for over 1,200 races, going back to 2015 when Jam was in here. And the amazing part there is they have only ever been in one common race together out of 1,200 one time. And it was a head-to-head in the All Boards No Swords tournament in summer of 2022. Diane took that one by around 10 minutes. Commented chat if they both buy Magic Shield. Yeah, I will go on a very, very strong limb and say they are not buying the big shields. Now, if it was Opno, he would already have the big shield already. And Jam is frozen, but we know what he's going to find here when he goes to the left. He will pick up that Triforce number 5, which will be his 5th. Diane already with the Triforce in 3, trying to find what other item is buried in here. It's not going to be this room because of the shutter door. Trying to preserve keys. And a question about did Diane used to be under a different name? Yes, Rando Runner. Diane used to be Sputosaurus. I think if you were following them, it automatically updates. I think their actual name in Twitch is Dianasaurus. And finds the any key in level 3. So once again, level 3 not the answer. I'm guessing 6, and Sigil's guessing 8. We will see where she goes next. So very tight race with all the divergence. And that started, I'd say, the moment that Jam picked up the Triforce in 6 and Diane did the reset to get that white sword. We're about as tight as we can be right now. And I think that was the magical... I think that was Mags.
That was Mags.
See, by the end of this race, I'm going to know all of Diane's sprites. And Diane, as I expected, heading into level 6. And the world of level 6s, this doesn't look too bad. You got a bit of a linear route up here on the top. And again, the Triforce is going to be very... only a couple of rooms in. Jam picked it up already. And Jam will be getting his any key here shortly. So again, despite the divergence, we have a really tight race here. This is going to be a lot of fun watching it finish up. So I am guessing the power bracelet here in 6. Sigil thinks it's going to be an 8. And I believe, although I quit tracking about 8 seconds into this because I can't track and watch, I don't think there are any overworld spots left. So I think we are guaranteed power bracelet blocking a level. I don't know, Smile Fires, if you know that, or Sigil, if you know that.
I believe you're correct, Marco. It's PB or bust now for levels.
Yeah, and I believe Diane has 100% checked. I don't know if Jam maybe still has a spot or 2. And we'll see. He's going... All right, this is perfect. Jam's in 8, Diane's in 6. who's going to find that power bracelet that gets you level 2? Now, the knowledge-wise, keep in mind, Diane does not know that level 7 is not the answer. Now, I think she is going to put that further down on the priority list, but you're also at the point there aren't going to be many spots left if she doesn't find what she's looking for in 6. The other thing, too, with 7, again, is she knows there's only a couple of rooms left for her to find. So I think she will skip 7, but we'll see. That could add some divergence. Yeah, I think where Jam's at in 8, we have not seen this area. He works his way up to that other spot to the right dungeon, and we find a dog bone, which I believe is the magical bloomerang in 6. So 6 is not the answer. Diane gonna quickly grab that Triforce, and again, likely given location and already having the Triforce at 7, I could see her dipping into 8. So Sigil, I think you're right. Power bracelet in 8. And bow in 2.
No. Oh, yeah, you're correct.
There's the power bracelet. I think we just solved this. PB in 8, gonna get you 2, bow in 2, and wand and ring in level 9. But thankfully on Diane's side, in 8, we know that's going to be the key here. Not going to have to go back to 7. You're going to find that power bracelet. You're going to go find track level 2, and you'll be happy. Now, for Diane's sake, being on the left side here, I know she was up here before, had some additional rooms to check. Checking this wingling over here. How fast can she work her way over to the right side? But should be able to get that Triforce, which is 1 room to the right and down, the direction Jam is heading now. But she does not have the compass, so... Oh, it takes the up A. And there's the Triforce for Jam, completing level 8. Now it is going to be which overworld push block power bracelet spot is going to yield us level 2. And you're always hoping it's the first one you check. Probably going to work their way up over to the power bracelet spot just south of the ferry, and maybe up to the Lost Woods and over, or the Lost Hills, I should say. And Diane on a really long pause strat here with the blue Dark Nuts. And where is she going now? I don't think she would have gotten her power bracelet. I don't think she had hit that room yet. So, little confused where she's heading. Oh, looks like she needed bombs. Maybe? Yeah, I think that might have been a bomb trip. it's hard when they're frozen like that, and when they pick up, you don't know. You don't know what happened. I knew she couldn't have made it to the power bracelet room. And Jam is in level 2 as I was trying to figure out where Diane was going. So we know this is going to be the key here. It's a fairly small level 2, but of course it's segmented, because why wouldn't it be? So Jam is just likely a couple of rooms away from official go mode. Now there's still hope of the meat block, I believe. Nice bomb on the dongo. And I think this might be the power bracelet. No. Jam likely hoping they don't have to take that. There's the power bracelet for Diane. Now, I think the compass was a couple of rooms north of here and level 8. That will be really helpful. It will set Diane back over to realizing that they were one room away before. There's the compass. Okay, so they're going to up A. They're going to go and sword down all those Pole's voices as Jam has picked up the bow, officially in go mode, one room away from their final Triforce, and we'll be heading to level 9. And I think everybody here watching has seen enough level 9s over the years to know that this is still anybody's game. Looks like Diane is... Maybe she knew that that was a Pole's Voice room, trying to find that level 2 first to come back in and use the arrows on it, would be my guess. And Jam heading to level 9. A very entertaining race so far. It's exactly what I assumed we would see from these two runners. Oh, I apologize. I said Jam was running to level 9. Forgot they were a bomb short. Or without a potion, my mistake. Without a sword. I'll get it right. I just keep saying they were short of something. I'm bound to get the right item. The coffee may be wearing off. Diane quickly finds that level 2 as well. Jam gonna go all the way up. I remember this as a kid in Second Quest level 4, going up, up, and up for that fairy because I got red bubbled. Back into level 2 for a third time. Yeah, and a good point by Rando Runner. Pause strats could help Diane here as well. And Jam now taking down that Gliok. Hey, we've got simultaneous Gliok fights. And now, I think for the third time of saying it, Jam is heading to level 9. Fall victim of the commentator curse when you're looking at one screen and not the other and wondering what happened on the other screen. So we got say fair to Midland, level 9 here. Having that book is obviously going to be very helpful. Save you some unnecessary bombs. Get the double manhandler. We'll get to see Diane do that shortly and see that cool Pokemon manhandler sprite. We got a potential shutter door here. Not the girl. Key's not an issue for either runner. He is not camped out down in that little wing-a-ling of 9. It's but the 3rd or 4th room now. We've had this single shutter door. Let's see if this may be our girl. Oh, did you hear him?
No, I hope the girl's in the top right corner.
Yeah. And just looking over, Diane having a harder time finding that bow. And is going to have to go back in and finish up that level 8. It'll be a quick one. The room's only a couple of rooms away, and Pole's voice will go down with 1 hit. This jam kind of hits a dead end here in level 9. It's known to do that to you. And now heading left in level 9 as Diane goes in to finish up. Level 8, again, just a couple of rooms away. And she too will be in level 9. And we found the girl. Don't need the compass. That is going to be a staircase or an item, given the compass was sitting there in the upper right-hand corner. As Diane picks up the Triforce very quickly in level 8 on her way to level 9. So here we go, folks. Yeah, I know. We're all looking for a door in Aurora. We've already found the door on Jam's side. Just trying to find the pig. And Diane is going to realize here in a moment that the girl's right next door, 1 room up. They're about as even as can be right now, especially if Diane stays on this left side and works her way up, because we know the right side dead ends you unless there's a staircase you've got to take. This is exciting, Sigil. It's exactly what we were hoping for, knowing how good both these runners are. Alright, so now Diane is over on the right-hand side as Jam is working his way up into the second L column. About our 15th manhandler, I think, this seed. And I don't believe we've seen a dig dogger.
We have not, Marco. I think they're on vacation this morning.
They are. They're not up yet. Yeah, they're late risers. Oh, Aurora the Gleeok. Not him. Jam down to 1 bomb right now. Tektite you don't want to be trying to get a force off of. They could be bouncing all around. Elects to... Well, we're going to see. Use his last bomb. It does open up. This could be the path over here. Unfortunately, no bombs to get past here. Going to take this, hopefully, a transport. It is. We'll see where
the transport spot came from.
Okay.
Diane came from.
Gotcha, gotcha. So it sends you back down to the bottom. Good call, good call. Jam elects to take the next transport. I'm thinking he is up in that upper right-hand corner. It's just a matter now of how you're going to get there. Diane, loaded with cash, easily pays off the mugger. Finds our 18th manhandler. Jam now has bombs. That's big, especially if you got a bomb up here. If this is the path, it could be. Oh, Diane's gonna go back and get that bomb. Did I hear a blip? No. But he's here. Alright, so yeah, it was the blip from the room prior. Ladies and gentlemen, 114.50 in. We've got a Ganon sighting. Diane not in the neighborhood. Jam's got the stun lock. He knows where the girl is at. So he puts down Ganon very nicely. Gonna go ahead and up A and work his way over to the left as Diane is just a couple of screens of getting up in that same neck of the woods. And folks, with an official racetime.gg finish of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 29 seconds, JamEvil is your winner, as Diane is making her way up and just going to be a couple of screens away from the pig. Sigil, what an exciting race. It's about as close as you can get.
Yeah, it just came down to going right instead of left for Diane.
So she hears him, knows that just got to remove the bubble curse. Oh, you have to go back. Okay, I didn't know if she had been red bubbled and then picked up the clock. Yeah, I think she has to get her sword back. Okay, now she's all squared away. Gonna go right here, down and fight the pig. She knows the path as well to the kidnapped. It's a really nice spawn there. And at 1 hour, 17 minutes, Diane has put down the pig. She's going to be beelining it over to the girl. Right, about 10 seconds away or so.
Sorry, Jam. We sort of wished pain upon you guys.
And get your GGs out for diane32 with an official racetime.gg's time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, 26 seconds. So, minute 57-second difference between these two great runners. What an early match! What a great early match here to start off your Sunday. Two fantastic runners. They put on a really great show for us. Unfortunately, it does not look like we're going to have either in for post-game interviews. Sigil, what are your thoughts on the seed?
I thought it was nice having the early divergence. And I agree with the runners. I wouldn't have enjoyed playing the seed.
No, not at all. Not at all. And especially, you know, if you don't take that loop up around the grave, which You know, I've seen a lot of people not do that because you're passing up some recorder spots. If you don't have a candle, you're passing up some burn bushes going through the dead woods. But finding that early on, knowing that white sword was there, very helpful to both runners. Diane did choose to do the reset, which again, I think was a really smart play. That was not the deciding factor in this race at all. You needed that combat upgrade, given the enemy sets in these dungeons. Again, if we were doing the predictions early on, I don't think anybody would have predicted those blue ring purchases, but it wasn't a requirement, but it definitely helped both of them, especially when you had to go back into that level 8, which was just a mess of a level. Okay, so I think we had another race coming on early this afternoon. Unfortunately, I think it had to get canceled. So I don't actually have the schedule in front of me to let you know what else is coming today. I think there's a race this evening. I think CD is playing at about 9 or 9:15 Eastern.
Yeah. The race begins at 9 p.m. tonight. CD versus Special K.
Awesome. So we've got the Bow group,
and also believe we have Makio versus Bami at 8 or 8:15.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I tried to come prepared with all these things that I want to mention at the end of the race, and unfortunately, I don't have my list or the schedule in front of me across all my open windows right now. So, just want to give a special shout out to Smile Fires. As a commentator, having that tracker is so helpful in keeping us on point. So big shout out to Smile Fires. Big shout out to Sigil. I don't think you and I have ever come before together.
Nope.
It was a lot of fun. Alrighty, so with all of that, thank you for watching the SGL Online Z1R tournament. We're still in the group stages. I think that's going to go on for another week and a half.
I believe it's about 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks, excellent. And then we'll be switching over to the brackets. So it's going to be a lot of fun. This is a great time of year. It's a great flag set. I think the team did a tremendous job. Got a prize for the winner. I think it's north of a grand for this. So keep tuning in to the Speedgaming Live Network. And we will see you all again real soon. So I am Mako71, Sigil711, and Smile Fires soon.